Hey Ethan, happy birthday. It's a couple of days late, but you were out of town, we were out of town, and wanted to do something very special for you. As you know, our family traditions typically are, we do something very special for holidays and birthdays, and hopefully you'll cherish this gift as much as I've cherished a lot of them that my dad gave me way back in the day. So bear with me a minute while I collect my thoughts and try to do this justice. But when I was around, I think 8 or 9 years old, my dad had drawn a picture of a deer, a buck, and a doe, and it had a boy asleep on the other side of a tree. And here's the picture of that. See if you can see it. And so what I did was I reached out to a girl named April McAllister, and she put your deer on my dad's picture. She did a wonderful job as well. Well, of course, you know, we just moved a couple of weeks ago, and in the move, I found something that I also want to attach to all of this was, and based on the handwriting and the picture quality, I think I was around 10 years old, but if you can see, it says, "From Pat to Daddy," and it's the deer that Dad had drawn on that cardboard. But the real gift is just being able to spend time with you in the woods and cherishing the memories that we made. It's not just harvesting that deer, but the memories that we made ever since you started, I guess, into my life and started taking you hunting and teaching you the way of hunting. It's not about killing, it's about spending time, and I hope I've conveyed that message to you on several occasions of, you know, it's just spending time in the woods and learning nature. And if we harvest something, then that's just even more something special. But I just want to kind of go through the hunt of when you killed this deer, and something that maybe you can, this video is something that you'll have for, you know, the rest of your life and to look back on. And some of the things that you may recall and I may recall, maybe something completely different, but the gist of the hunt is something that I think that we can both understand that what happened. But you know, it was a lot of hard work. We'd gotten up there, me, you, and Mason had gone up there several months in advance and had put out a salt lick, had built a ground blind, knowing where the deer had been passing through. It was what I call the white oak tree. It's probably, 4 or 5 feet in diameter, and we've killed, I think, 11 deer on the ground sitting by that tree. And so it's something that we always should remember and cherish. I know I use that word quite often, but it's very memorable. I remember a couple of hunts where you were sound asleep. It was going to be your first time ever to shoot a deer. You were so excited to get up there, and I think by the time we got up the mountain, you were spent. You were ready to take a nap, and that's what you did. You fell asleep. You were probably 3 or 4 feet from me, and a deer came up behind us, and I was trying to wake you up and couldn't get you awake. I shot the deer. You never flinched. When I woke you up and told you, hey, I shot a deer, and you didn't believe me until we walked over there and found the deer dead. So anyway, that was one of our hunts right by that big white oak. And then this particular hunt, we got up there. Remember, we had a trail camera set up. We plugged it in the phone, started looking at the pictures, and there was just all kinds of pictures of raccoons and deer. And then all of a sudden we see this deer on video on the camera, and then there was a really good 8-pointer and some other real small bucks. But it got us all excited, knowing, you know, hey, there's some deer in the vicinity. And so we sat there, and typically we know about the time that the deer come through, in between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And sure enough, like clockwork, the sun came out. The birds and the squirrels were running around everywhere, and all of a sudden I saw a flash down below us and the deer came running up the mountain, and all I saw was racks coming up through there. And this was on the youth hunt, so I didn't have a gun. And the two of the big bucks came up to the right. The one went down right below us, and I was standing behind you, and you were aiming. And it was a really nice, of course at that time you don't count the points, but it was a nice deer. But I knew the one that was in front of it was larger, which is this deer. And I was going, no, 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 don't shoot that one, shoot the one in front of it. And you were like, you turned around and looked at me, and you were like, I can't see the head. And I said, trust me, shoot that deer. And so you shot it, and that thing dropped, boom. And you had no idea how big it was until we got over there. And I bet if I said it one time, I said it 1,000 times. That was a good deer, and by George, it is a good deer. It's a typical 10 with one kicker in the back. It's about that long, so it's an 11 pointer. And but anyway, I was so excited because I've never killed a deer that large with a gun. So something to be proud of. But I just want to tell you how proud I am of you, the young man that you've become, and you know, you're wise way beyond your years, buddy, and you carry yourself well. You know, as far as athletics, that's a whole different story. But just the person that you are, it just makes me so proud of you. Your mom, the whole family's proud of you, and I just hope that this is something that you'll cherish, and some of these little mementos here as well. Something that, you know, my dad did that incorporated, you know, your deer antlers onto it. So anyway, we love you. I love you. And I hope you had a happy birthday.